The Proclamation of Baha'u'llah. From a talk by Abdu'l-Baha, July 5, 1912. 50 years ago, the year 1862, Baha'u'llah sent epistles to all the kings and nations of the world. At a time when there was no mention of international peace. One of these epistles was sent by him to the President of the American democracy. In these communications, he summoned all to international peace and the oneness of the human world. He summoned mankind to the fundamentals of the teachings of all the prophets. Some of the European kings were arrogant. Among them was Napoleon III. Baha'u'llah wrote a second epistle to him, which was published 30 years ago. The context is this: O Napoleon, thou hast become haughty indeed. Thou hast become proud. Thou hast forgotten God. Thou dost imagine that this majesty is permanent for thee, that this dominion is abiding for thee. A letter have we sent unto thee for acceptance with thy greatest love, but instead thou hast shown arrogance. Therefore, God shall uproot the edifice of thy sovereignty, thy country shall flee away from thee. Thou shalt find humiliation hastening after thee, because thou didst not arise for that which was enjoined upon thee. Whereas that which was a duty incumbent upon thee was the cause of life to the world. The punishment of God shall soon be dealt out to thee. This epistle was revealed in the year 1869. And after 1 year, the foundations of the Napoleonic sovereignty were completely uprooted. Among these epistles was a very lengthy one to the Shah of Persia. It was printed and spread broadcast throughout all the countries. This epistle was revealed in the year 1870. In it, Baha'u'llah admonished the Shah of Persia to be kind to all his subjects, summoning him to dispense justice, counseling him to make no distinction between the religions, charging him to deal equally with Jew, Christian, Muslim, and Zoroastrian, and to remove the oppression prevailing in his country. At that time, the Jews were greatly oppressed in Persia. Baha'u'llah especially recommended justice for them, saying that all people are the servants of God, and in the eye of the government they should be equally estimated. If justice is not dealt out, if these oppressions are not removed, and if thou dost not obey God, the foundations of thy government will be razed, and thou shalt become evanescent, become as nothing. Thou shouldst gather all the learned men, and then summon me. There I shall be present. I will then advance proofs and evidences as to my validity. I will manifest my proof and anything that you may ask. I am ready. But if no attention is paid to this book, thou, like unto the kings who became non-existent, shalt likewise become non-existent. The Shah did not answer this epistle of the Blessed Perfection. Then God destroyed the foundations of his sovereignty. Among those to whom Baha'u'llah wrote was the Sultan of Turkey. In it he arraigned him, saying, Verily, thou didst incarcerate and make me a prisoner. Dost thou imagine that imprisonment is a loss to me, that imprisonment is a humiliation for me? This imprisonment is a glory for me because it is in the pathway of God. I have not committed a crime. It is for the sake of God that I have received this ordeal. Therefore, I am very happy. I am exceedingly joyous. But thou must wait. God will send thee a punishment. Thou shalt receive retribution. Ere long thou shalt observe how ordeals shall descend upon thee like rain, and thou shalt become non-existent. And even so it was. Likewise, he sent messages to the other kings and crowned heads of the earth, summoning all of them to love, equity, international peace, and the oneness of humanity, in order that mankind might become unified and agreed, that strife, warfare, and sedition should pass away, that bitterness and enmity might cease and all arise to serve the one God. In brief, two kings arose against Baha'u'llah, the Shah of Persia and the Sultan of Turkey. They imprisoned him in the fortress of Akka in order to extinguish his light and exterminate his cause. But Baha'u'llah, while in prison, wrote severe letters of arraignment to them. He declared that imprisonment was no obstacle to him. He said, This imprisonment will prove to be the means of the promotion of my cause. This imprisonment shall be the incentive for the spreading of my teachings. No harm shall come to me because I have sacrificed my life. I have sacrificed my blood. I have sacrificed my possessions. I have sacrificed all. And for me this imprisonment is no loss. And just as he declared, so it came to pass. In prison he hoisted his banner, and his cause spread throughout the world. It has reached America. Now, the year 1912, the cause of Baha'u'llah is extending to all nations of the earth. You go to Asia, and wherever you travel you will find Baha'is. You go to Africa, Europe, there you will find the cause of Baha'u'llah. In America it is just beginning to grow and spread. These two kings could not do anything to withstand Baha'u'llah. But God through him was capable of destroying both of them. I, Abdu'l-Baha too, was in prison. God removed the chains from my neck and placed them around the neck of Abdul amid the Sultan of Turkey. It was done suddenly, not a long time, in a moment as it were. The same hour that the Young Turks declared liberty, the Committee of Union and Progress set me free. They lifted the chains from my neck and threw them around the neck of Abdul-Hamid. That which he did to me was inflicted upon him. Now the position is precisely reversed. His days are spent in prison just as I passed the days in prison at Akka. With this difference, that I was happy in imprisonment. I was in the utmost elation because I was not a criminal. They had imprisoned me in the path of God. Every time I thought of this, that I was a prisoner in the pathway of God, the utmost elation overcame me. Abdul-Hamid is now suffering punishment for his deeds. Because of the sins he committed, he is now in prison. This is retribution for his acts. Every hour he is mortified anew and his ignominy revived. He is in the utmost sorrow and disappointment while I am in perfect happiness. I was happy that, praise be to God, I was a prisoner in the cause of God. That my life was not wasted, that it was spent in the divine service. Nobody who saw me imagined that I was in prison. They beheld me in the utmost joy, complete thankfulness and health, paying no attention to the prison.